What's up, gang? Dead Girl here, coming at you on a Sunday evening. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Joining us tonight, we have Matt and Angie of Freakshow Designs and Sideshow Sauces. How are you guys tonight?
We're here. We're bummed. We're drinking because we're bummed, but we're here.
Listen, alcohol always makes things a little easier to take when it's some rough news. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about Freakshow Designs? How did you guys, first of all, how did you guys come up with this idea?
Remember? So when we first got together, we both noticed that each one of us had a creative side. He would be working on something, I would be working on something. One day we went to this store and there was a bunch of tchotchkes in the back. You know how they always have just random shit everywhere?
Yeah.
And we saw like this little skull candle holder.
Okay.
And we really liked it, like, oh, that's unique, it's functional, it's cool, people can have that in their house year round. And that's when he said, you know what, I could probably make something like that. I said, yeah, maybe we could. And then we started it started with the skull, and I'm like, wouldn't it be fun if we could paint it or decoupage it, make it into a theme? And he's like, and then we went even a step further, and he's like, you know what, why don't we make it a lamp, make it functional, make it light up? Cool. And then it just kind of went from there, and then we did our first show. We only did maybe about 20 lamps because we didn't think anybody would care or want one, but we ended up selling them out the very first day, and then we knew we had something.
Nice.
So ever since then, we do lamps, but it's been growing ever since. It's not just lamps anymore. It's all different kinds of stuff. Every time we get a new idea, we want to bring something new to the show.
Now, what show was the first show that you guys did where you sold everything out?
Empire. It was their Mayhem show. I think it was 2013 at the DoubleTree. That was the first one.
I think I got a lamp from you guys from that show.
I remember when JD started dating you. I didn't know you yet. I knew him first. And he was at your house, and he saw the lamp in your room, and he took a picture, and he's like, hey, this chick I'm dating's got one of your lamps. So that's how, like, we knew, like, I didn't remember selling that to you, though, because we were selling so many of them, I didn't realize who was buying what.
Yep, it was, I think the Army of Darkness lamp is the one that I have, and we keep that in our guest bedroom as extra lighting for all of our guests that come over, and they absolutely enjoy it. Now, I do have to ask, you guys have been married for a while and you work together. How is that working with each other? Do you guys do you fight a little bit more over things because you're with each other so much, or you guys just have that perfect wavelength where you kind of get along really well and communication's there?
No, the only time I get testy is when, because every Spooky Empire, we always think we have everything together, and then at the last minute, either I forget something or he forgets something, and then we get like a little irritated, but not at each other, more at the situation.
Right.
We don't really, I mean, we're good, right?
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
I haven't killed her yet.
I haven't killed him yet, so.
There's no poles buried, like, in the backyard started or anything just yet.
No, not yet.
That's perfect. See, and I know there are quite a few couples out there that work together and get along great, but there are also couples that have kind of started to say, well, maybe we should go in business together. If you guys could give any piece of advice to a couple that's starting out, that's looking at doing their own business together, what would you give them?
It's the same thing as your marriage. You have to communicate. It's give and take. You have to communicate. You have to collaborate. You always have to let the other person know what you're thinking, what you're planning. Everything has to be done together, all the checklists, everything. It's the same as being married. You have to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
That is great advice. And I definitely agree. Communication is huge. And that's when you're working with anybody, especially, your spouse, because you can't really go home and complain to your spouse about your spouse. You know what I mean? It's not like a day job where you come home and you're like, this sucks.
But also, always push the creativity. Don't ever stifle any of it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's some great advice.
Whenever I go to him with something I want to do, he's like, try it, let's do it, let's see how we can make this work. It's never, oh, well, that's stupid, that's a dumb idea. It's always, let's give it a shot, let's see what happens with it. And normally it always works out, because it's funny, because whatever the person starts, the other person enhances it and makes it better, no matter what side it's on.
Yay! And you guys are a great team, and you've come up with some amazing things. So I gotta ask, I know how you guys told us how you came up with the lamps. Can you walk us through that process of creating them? And while you do that, I want to display one of the ones that's, other than the ones that I own, including this badass Night of the Living Dead one back here that we've got, is this Jaws lamp. Can you walk us through the creative process behind these?
Well, normally, right before we know we're going to make a batch of them, we sit down and we brainstorm, okay, what's popular? Because a lot of times the stuff that me and Matt like, a lot of other fans like the same things, because it just feels like every show it's our people. So we brainstorm all the ideas, we mold all the skulls, we print out all the images, everything. I take my time with it, so it's a good 2-week process from start to finish with the shipping and everything, if it's going to go somewhere out of the state. But it's always just us sitting down trying to figure out, okay, what do people really like? And then we go from there, and then we always leave things open to commissions too, because sometimes people will ask me to do something that I never even thought of before.
Nice. And now, what are the skulls themselves actually made out of?
Plaster.
Plaster?
I wanted to make them somewhat weighty, so if something knocks into them, they've got a good foundation that'll go flying off at whatever table. Because I could make them out of plastic; they could be hollow, but I wanted a little more weight to them. So they're a plaster skull, and then we make, when we decide what theme we're gonna do, we go and pick out 40 odd pictures and kind of throw them together in a collage, and then she cuts them out and just glues them to the skull and makes, does all that, and then she hand paints all the other stuff in the top of the skull and all that, and then the shades are all done. There's a vinyl piece on the inside of the shades. When the light comes on, you see the whatever theme it usually goes with. And it depends. I mean, like with the Freddy ones, I was doing, I'd paint the shades, his sweater, and then take a blade and put 4 slices in it. And other times I've just done a brown shade with his silhouette. So it just depends on what I'm feeling like doing. And then we just put them on a lamp and rewire them, and good to go.
Nice. Now I love the Jaws one. I love the image on the shade. It's that very classic image from the poster, and really, really easily recognizable. And all the images really that are decoupaged in are perfect for that one. It's definitely one of my favorites aside from the ones that we have. And now you guys, I know you do a lot of online sales as well as, of course, when you do a show. Do you guys typically do custom orders? Do you just kind of put out what you've created already on the website? How does that typically work?
Well, what I've done with the website now is the only thing that's on there for the lamps is just a custom skull. So you pick the theme. You can even go as far as if there's particular scenes that you want on there, you just send us the photos, and we'll go from there. I mean, it's fully customizable, so and it's all the same price.
Oh, see, that's awesome. And then, of course, shipping added in if you have to ship, and where it's going, I'm sure factors in after, that final price in.
Right.
More and more, we're leaning more towards doing custom from here on out, because we like other people's ideas. It's fun to see how we can make something they like. Like we just did a Slytherin one for somebody, and I was really happy with how it came out.
Oh, you'll have to post pictures. I didn't see that one. Very cool. Now, I know and I don't know if all of you out there in Facebook land or YouTube land that are listening or watching this right now, but I actually, last year when I got married, I commissioned Matt and Angie to make my gifts for my bridesmaids. So they all got their very own custom, lamps that I had them kind of cater it to what their favorite films were. So that was a lot of fun, and that's just ideas throwing out there for you people who may want something new.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want, throw it at them, and they can make it stick, basically.
Pretty much.
And then you were saying that your turnaround time on that is about 2 weeks?
Give or take, yeah. I like to give us plenty of time, because things have to dry. Like the plaster work itself takes a couple of days, because it's got to dry completely before I can even go touch it or anything.
Nice. Now, I know you guys usually vend at Spooky Empire, and I've got a picture here. I totally creeped your Facebook page and stole this. But it's one of my favorites where you did a lamp with Alice Cooper on it, and he's, one of my favorite singers. I loved him growing up. I still love him now. Such an awesome guy. You actually brought this to him and had him sign it.
Yep.
Actually, somebody bought that from us, went over there, took pictures, came back. He was so excited about the experience that he rushed back to the table to show us. So he sent us that photo so we could have it, because it's a great shot. It's like he really likes it.
Well, even when we went and met him, we were like, we made the skull lamp. He's like, oh, yeah, cool. And we talked about it for a little while. And he was really cool.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper's awesome.
Does that happen to you guys often? Do you have somebody buy a lamp and then run over and get it signed by whoever that guest is and then be like, hey, check this out?
Try to do that. And, like, when the announcements happen for the shows for the guests, we'll theme particular lamps towards whatever they're
Whoever's
in.
going to be there.
Like when the Stranger Things kids were there, we did a couple Stranger Things lamps. When Dreyfus was there, we had the Jaws lamps. When Alice Cooper, obviously.
Paul Sorvino, we did.
Paul Sorvino was there. We did a Goodfellas one, and he signed it. We did a Godzilla one, and when the Godzilla guys were there, he signed it. Who else has done that?
Amy Steele.
Amy Steele from Friday the 13th, yeah. Part 2.
Now, do you guys ever make them for yourself and you're like, I'm going to get the sign and keep it? Or is it just like you know what, we have enough stuff at the house, we're going to make them for others?
I haven't done it yet, but, I'm not closed-minded to it. I probably would, depending on...
I had an idea of just making the skulls and having her just decoupage the theme of whatever, and then us getting those signed and then starting a skull shelf.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. I like that idea a lot.
So, and then also that first show, I also did a bunch of different lamps as well. Like Al going back bought 2 of them. He bought 2, right?
Yeah, the first night. Remember we had.
Yeah. I had found some really cool like candlestick style lamps, and I made some other skulls, and I bloodied them up, and I shoved them onto the regular lamp. Yeah. And then I found another lamp at like Goodwill that had like a cage around it. And then I cut it open and stuck a skull inside it and closed the cage back up. But I haven't been able to find those lamps anymore. So we haven't really done those, but they were just completely different than the themed ones.
Yeah.
And those sold pretty quick. Like all the vendors ended up buying them before we
I remember, we were almost in profit mode before we even opened. It was awesome. People were coming over from all the different tables and everything. That felt great because we didn't know what it was going to be like, or it was our first show. We never did that before. And it was just nice to see that reaction. So.
And you guys definitely have stuff that's very unique. Like I haven't seen another vendor with this product. Like you go and there's always a million t-shirt vendors or patch vendors or sticker vendors. And I'm not taking away from them because I love their stuff and I buy it and I think it's great. But it's always nice when you see something that's unique that you've never seen before. And you guys bring that. And I appreciate that personally because it makes me want to buy more.
That's the challenge. That's what we try to do. Whenever we're thinking of something new, we're like, all right, the first thing we say is, okay, we haven't seen this before. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what people like with the stockings. Like doing the stockings and stuff.
Oh, those are awesome.
Like we don't, so I had never seen anyone else bring these before, so that was the last thing I was working on. Usually we do better at those during the fall show because it's closer to Christmas, but we just try to do new stuff every time we try.
See, and that's one of the other million things why I love you guys, because you do all these different things, and you guys do these really awesome Audrey ones too. And let me pop that in here. I've got some pictures of those. I absolutely love these. I think they're adorable, and any Little Shop of Horrors fan would be out of their mind if they weren't in love with these things.
Those are always a hot item for sure. This one, the one in the picture on the right, it's not done yet on that. That was a progress pic, but wait till you see it all done, all fixed up together. It's pretty cool.
Now, how long does it take you guys to do one of the Audreys?
Depends on what I've got going on. There's been many 48-hour days getting ready for shows doing these things, or actually staying in the room at the hotel and putting them together and painting. That's what we did in Tampa. Is I just made them before we came downstairs to vend, and if they sold, I go back to the room and make more.
I've already got
them pretty much pre-painted at that point, and then I can just throw them together real quick.
Makes it a little easier so you're not waiting on paint to dry in the room.
Right. Yeah.
We try to be ready. Every show we try to be ready, and then at the last minute something's forgotten, and it's funny too because the show that was supposed to happen in August, I was finally done. I had everything ready and boxed up, and then the show got canceled.
Oh.
Ready for a show.
But you know what? On the plus side, you're going to be ready for next year. Like, you're done. You don't have to do nothing.
Not only that, now we have time. There was something else I wanted to make, but then I was furloughed. So I'm like, oh, I have plenty of time. I'm furloughed. I've got nothing to do. I'm going to do this extra thing. Yeah. Then I got back to work, and I'm like, shit, I was just going to go to the fabric store. Oh, I was so mad. But at least now I have time to introduce that next time and have them ready to go. So I'm excited to try something new.
Yeah, you guys always bring good stuff. I know you had the stockings, you've got the Audreys, you've got the lamps. What else are you guys bringing? What else have you got?
A lot of Christmas ornaments still. We still do those. I've got these journals now.
Those are beautiful.
You can Hocus Pocus.
It's book.
So these I started making, and then I have a bigger version of this. It's like a trinket box. I have one of those made. So and then I've got something new. I don't want to announce it just yet because I want to make sure I can execute it before I say, hey, I'm bringing this. But now I'll have time over this fall season and try to work on it and try to do it. So.
Oh yeah. Now the Hocus Pocus books are really cool. I haven't seen those yet. How long does it take you to do something like that? Are you sculpting them out on your own?
I do all the pieces by hand, and then I cover the books and hand paint the books. So usually about a week or so to get everything painted, sculpted, assembled, put together. So I like to give myself a week to 10 days, depending on how many I have to do for people.
Now, are you selling those online as well with the skull lamps, or not yet?
I haven't listed them yet, but that's the plan over the next few weeks is to try to get things up on the website. If not, we're going to be posting on our page all the time, like featured items every week. We'll have something new so people can see them.
Nice. So make sure if you haven't yet, head over to Freakshow Designs and give the page a like so that you guys can stay up to date on all the new stuff that's coming out. Because it sounds like you guys got quite a few things happening, which is great.
We always try to do that, so it's not the same old stuff.
Well, I know you also had the, and I should have grabbed a picture of it, and I didn't even, the telephone from Nightmare on Elm Street, where Nancy picks it up, and it's got the Freddy tongue.
We're still working on a few things with the tone, so Tony's helping us with that.
Oh, nice.
I messaged him, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, you got to help me out, because I'm trying to get Tom to do a certain, and he's going to help us out, but otherwise they're almost all done, but I didn't want to bring those to a show until they were 100% ready.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures, and it looks really rad. It's a very, very, very cool piece.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, here it is. So we have
it's an old school phone. That's so great.
I don't know if you can see, well, it's kind of hard to tell, but the detail.
Nice! Glenn, Tina, that's awesome. You've got all the names on there from the film.
Just a little touch. That's what we're trying to work on so that it stays in there, because people like to walk by and pull on the thing.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Touch it.
Now, where did you guys find all those phones?
Did you go to eBay? Was it eBay? I think it was.
I found, the first one I found was on eBay. And then I actually found some on Amazon. They still make those things. If you can find them. They're never in stock. And nobody has a landline anymore, so.
I think my grandmother had one. She was like the only person I knew that still had a landline.
Yeah. Well, I had to paint those phones that color because they don't make that color anymore. They only have white and black, so I ordered a bunch of white ones, and then I figured out what color the old school ones used to be.
Yeah.
Ended up painting those. I pulled them all apart. Giant pain in the butt.
Now, if you had a landline, would they still function?
I could. None of the ones that I have right now will function, but I could probably. Yes. I can make that.
I can figure it out.
I can just not disconnect and cut wires when I pull them open to paint them and keep everything all connected, and I can plug everything in, and it should still work.
I love those things. Those things are so awesome. They're definitely very, very unique. I haven't seen those yet either. And again, that's what I love about your guys' stuff. It's always things that you don't normally see, vendors carrying. And I think that's a huge draw to you guys, from the business standpoint, of course, to any horror fan, because most of your stuff is horror related. Although, the lamps, they could get in, comic characters or Harry Potter or whatever. You guys are flexible in that realm, and that's cool. Is that your Yoda? The child that you're working on?
Why it's not coming out so well.
It's not coming out very good. But I've seen the pictures. Are you working on those? Is that for a personal project, or are you guys going to be selling those?
For sale.
Yeah, it's happening.
They're going to be fully posable. Not like Tony's. Tony's is going to be all automated and animated, and he's going nuts. Mine's just going to be posable.
Nice. And for those of you that don't know, Tony is the gentleman from Anatomy Effects. We've had him on the show a couple of times. Really awesome guy. Great with effects. And yeah, he's going with the whole making it talk and do all that stuff.
Been such a great teacher so far, and I just started to ask him questions. It's just he's always got really good advice, and he's just so good at what he does. I'm really glad that he's open to be helpful like that. He's an amazing person.
Yeah.
He really.
He's pretty awesome. Now, I know you guys have been doing the lamps for a while, and it's not super new, but I know you ventured into the realm of hot sauces. Tell us a little bit about Sideshow Sauces and how that came about.
I have always wanted to make hot sauce for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, he worked in a restaurant industry for 20 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I always wanted to do hot sauces. I always wondered how it was made and how they were done. So one day I just decided to start messing around, and I figured out a few recipes. I had 14 different recipes in the beginning.
Wow.
I had to cut that back to 7 because there was a lot more involved than I actually thought there was. At first I thought we were covered under, what do you call it, cottage law, like for farmers markets and stuff like that, like bakeries and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's an acidic food, so I had to go through the FDA and have my stuff tested and pH levels and all kinds of crazy. So, and I ran a Kickstarter for that when I got real legit, and then I've got other stuff planned. With hot sauces, and you got rubs, and then I'm working on some hot honeys, and I've got my challenges, and I've got all kinds of stuff.
The newest rub right here.
Ooh. Mocha Java. There you go, right there. Mocha Java Lava. So is that a coffee rub?
Yep, from Coffee Shop of Horror. Little logo right. So it's a little team effort there.
It's actually chocolate and coffee.
Ooh. Now, what kind of meat would you use for that rub?
That's really good on beef.
Yeah.
Beef, steaks, yeah.
We might have to come up and get some rubs.
I've also got other rubs that are coming out soon that are for chicken wings, just dry rubs for wings only.
Ooh.
Regular dry rub for wings, and then the other one's a nuclear dry rub for wings, which has the same peppers that are in the Four Horsemen sauce.
Nice.
So they'll be more like challenge wings than anything else.
Okay, so they're going to be a little spicy is what you're saying. Now, I know what's your most mild sauce, and then what's your hottest sauce?
The most mild is the voodoo juice, which is the Cajun spice, and there's also a rub version of that, which actually put on I put it on pizza, and it's awesome. It's called voodoo dust, and then
this is one of our best sellers on the milder side. This is I can't say.
Yeah, the camera's right there.
There you go. Turn it.
Advanced Layer.
Oh, that's my personal favorite. It's the garlic hot sauce.
This is the top seller for the for the milder kind.
It is one of my personal favorites. I literally put that on everything. It's delicious.
And then medium is.
That's not medium. That's still hot.
Well, yeah.
I don't really have a medium.
Scorpion.
Okay.
The Java Lava is kind of the medium. It's got habanero. It's the coffee-infused chipotle habanero sauce.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like the medium, and then they just get hotter from there. The ghost pepper sauce, and then the
Hotter than hell.
Yes.
So
Which
this is
actually is going to lead me to my next slew of questions here for you guys. Now, you guys have all different kinds of hot sauces, and I know one of your things is you've gotten some celebrity to let you use their names with some of their sauces, and I've got some here. We've got Kane Hodder. For those of you that don't know, Jason Voorhees. He's played that role more times than any one person. So you've got Hotter Than Hell for him. And then you guys did the Captain Howdy.
Yeah.
With Eileen Dietz, yeah. That one, unfortunately, had to go away for a little while.
Okay.
Hoping to bring it back soon. But it just, I had to, out of the 14, 15 sauces that I had to pick my top sellers to keep. And unfortunately, that one just missed the
that one was good, too. That raspberry. Oh.
It'll be back when I can afford to actually do it. Like, it's not cheap to get things tested and registered and all that stuff. So
I understand.
And Tony Todd, that's all still up in the air. He's still interested in doing it, but with everything going on, I haven't been able to get in touch with him. And
yeah, we
he's basically the Queen Bee, which is a Yellow Reaper honey mustard sauce.
Which he tried.
Yeah, that's what we're going with for him. We're going to change the Queen Bee to Tony Todd's Candyman sauce.
He tried that at the last show in October, and he loved it, and he gave us his card. He's interested. It's just like I said, with everything going on, we haven't had a chance to connect with him and try to get it started, but
yeah,
at least it's something.
That's awesome. I know the Hotter Than Hell is really good. I've had that one. I do hope that the Captain Howdy comes back, because that was, I do remember trying that, and that was pretty tasty. And that's the thing too, is all your hot sauces aren't just hot to be hot. They actually taste really good.
Yeah, it's not just heat for the sake of heat. I
can do that, but I don't want to.
Everything tastes good too. It depends on what you're interested in, but flavor is important.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I agree. It's definitely a huge thing. I don't like hot just because it's hot. Personally, it gets to be too much for me, and it
overpowers the food, and what's the point?
And you just scorch your taste buds, and then you can't taste anything anyway.
And the next day...
the next day is not so fun at all. I think that's why I stick with the Vamp Slayer, because it's not, like, it's got a little kick to it, but I can eat it and still be okay the next day.
Amen.
Now, unlike the next one here that I had that I wanted to show off, which is your Four Horsemen. That one, on the other hand, I can't handle it. I can't handle a lot of heat. But this one has 4 of the hottest peppers in the world. Which, why?
You got chili heads out there that really want...
There's like all Facebook groups dedicated to people that that's what they're looking for. They come over and they're like, what's the hottest thing you have? So we had to do something for them, all the pepperheads. Is that what they call them? Pepperheads?
Yep. Pepperheads, chili heads, whatever.
All the pepperheads. It's a lot. And now I gotta ask you, there is the some people use the extract and some people use the actual peppers for their sauces. Which do you use and why?
I don't use extracts at all. Extracts taste like shit. They do. They're pure heat, and they taste like burning, I guess you could say. I don't know. They just don't taste good at all. So, as long as you get good peppers, that's all you really need. I mean, that's where the flavor comes from. Each pepper has its own flavor profile as well.
Yeah.
Reaper peppers, yes, are the hottest ones in the world, but actually, once you get past the heat, they're actually kind of fruity, have a little sweetness to them. You can actually smell a Reaper compared to, say, a ghost pepper or even a habanero. They're all their own things. And luckily, I have a guy who's starting his own pepper company. He's got a aquaponics farm up in Howie in the Hills. And I've given him a bunch of seeds and all that stuff, and he's been growing all my peppers for me. And yeah, so I mean, he grows peppers. He's going to sell them. He gives me my peppers for what I need for my sauce. So everything is always fresh all the time. So it's never an extract. It's never dried. It's never powder. It's never any of that stuff. It's just fresh stuff going in there.
It's all organic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like with the Vamp Slayer, I mean, one batch has 5 pounds of roasted garlic.
Oh.
So when I'm making that, it smells real nice.
Oh, I can imagine. I gotta order some too. I was just talking about that with the hubby the other day. I was like, I think we're out of Vamp Slayer because we do have some of the Four Horsemen here, which is good. And again, not so easy the next day on me personally. So it's not something that I can eat a lot of, but other sauces I can, like the Java Lava's good and the Vamp Slayer as well. Now, are you trying to go any hotter than that one?
No. There's no really, I mean, unless I start playing with extracts, there's not much hotter I can go. I mean, I can just use all Reapers, but it also depends on the batch of Reapers. Sometimes the Reapers aren't as hot as they normally are. It just depends on how the, what do you call it, the crop goes for the year.
Okay.
Just depends. I mean, sometimes the Four Horsemen won't be as hot as it normally is, but I try.
But the one chip challenge.
Yes, I was going to ask about that next, because not only did you decide to go hot sauces and rubs, but you also have your one chip challenge.
Have you ever watched anyone do this yet? It's pretty fun.
It is. I've seen a couple of videos, and it's fun to watch people in pain because they know what they're getting into.
I did the nutsack challenge.
Well, they don't, but they do it anyway.
I'll never do it again, but I did it because I'm a good spouse and I'm supportive, and I did it. And the next day was, oh my god.
Now, just to show you guys the image, I do have a picture of the nutsack challenge here.
Oh, never again.
That's what's on the package when you buy it. So that alone should tell you that it's going to be a little warm. So I gotta ask, what's the difference between the nutsack challenge and then the chip challenge?
The chip challenge is it's a round tortilla chip that has the 4 hottest peppers in the world, powdered form, cooked into the chip.
Oof.
So just super hot. And then the nutsack challenge is 2 almonds that are coated in a red chocolate that actually has been infused with Reaper.
And those you have to keep in your mouth. You can't just chew them and swallow them and call it a day. You have to hold them in your mouth for
one in each teeth
X amount of time.
and just let them go.
So you gotta kind of swirl it.
Yeah.
Oh, and do you know what the record is on it so far?
2 minutes, or there was 4 of them in that guy's mouth.
Max had 20 minutes, but then somebody beat him. Whoever that guy was.
Yeah.
22 minutes?
Timothy. The guy.
Oh.
If you go to the website, there's a few of the video challenges, the people doing the challenges on there. So I haven't been keeping it updated. I should, but life of a coffee shop manager.
It happens. I'll definitely have to Google that because I've seen a couple of the videos and it's not for me personally.
That's the new one.
Ooh, tell me about this one.
Well, it's 2 dragon eggs, chocolate dragon eggs. One is Reaper and one is peppermint extract.
Oh,
so
that's just mean.
The testing phases. Had a
I'm
buddy of
not
mine.
testing it. I'm not going to be the tester.
He did the fire one first, and then he did the cold one after. And he didn't get any effect from the cold one because he was still burning from the first one. But
Ooh.
if you ever have anything like super minty, it's kind of like the hot of cold, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking probably you should do the blue one first, and then you just have to let it melt in your mouth and deal with that. And then you put the fire one in, and then set it on fire. So you get that temperature change type of thing. So that's a newer one. And then I have the Reaper Roulette challenge as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which is 5 chocolate bullets, and one of them has Reaper powder in them. They look exactly the same. They're all wrapped the same. Get 5 friends together and hand out your bullets, and one person's not going to have a good day.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound like, that's when you just get a couple, like 5, you get about 5 people that you don't really like too much, but they don't know it, and then you're like, here guys, we're going to do this challenge so that it's a win for you either way.
chocolate, somebody's going to get some nice tasting chocolate that's going to hurt them.
Oh, we'll have to get some chips and nut sacks from you guys, and we'll have some folks that are brave enough and bronze enough to stick it in their mouth and go live and see how long they can suck it up.
Yeah.
I think didn't JD's brother try it, or he had a friend of his that tried it?
Yeah, the Tipsy Walk, I think is.
Yes, Tipsy Walk.
They did not have fun. That was a good video. They did a really good job of that.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, if you guys want to see video of somebody taking that challenge, then check out Tipsy Walk. He's on YouTube. And there's 2 guys that do it, and they're practically crying at one point because it's so hot, and it's brutal to watch.
And they don't even have the newest version. I keep upping the heat, so yeah. Haven't even had the newest version of it.
Now, are you trying them, Matt?
No. He has not once has he tried anything. I'm the one that's tried it.
I try
you
them.
have it.
Yeah, I do.
You
I know what they're going to do.
If he's going to be pedaling, you should be willing to
put yourself through at least a little bit of it.
You just
I
hate it.
know what's going on. I know exactly what they do.
I've tried. But
I've lived my hot days. I'm done with that. My stomach can't handle that shit anymore.
Yeah, I know better. I know I couldn't do it personally. There'd be no way. I'm not good with heat, so I know better. I know better. But I know some friends that like some heat. Like I know I've got a few watching right now. I've got Cheryl in the comment section saying that Jared's done the 1 chip challenge, and he wanted to try the nut sack challenge at the next spooky. So maybe we'll see if Jared wants to come on, and we'll send him some nuts, and we'll do a live nut sack challenge.
I'll send them all over. You can get a bunch of people over and just videotape them all. Put them out live on all 4 challenges. I'll give them all to you. You have fun with that.
God.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. It's gotta. That would be so much fun. Not for me, not for anybody doing it, but for me it would be fun to watch. And
for people who think they can handle it, normally they can't.
I paid my dues.
Well, that's just it, is you've got your hardcore out there that are like, oh, I love hot food, and I love spicy, and the spicier the better. And then the minute they stick it in their mouth, they're like, not so much.
There was this guy he has a YouTube channel, and Matt sent him the 1 chips, and how many did he eat?
15.
He ate like 15 of them in a matter of how long? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
No, throughout the night.
But he kept just shoving them in his mouth, and I don't know how he did it. I couldn't have done that.
Now, for the chips, do you just eat it and then just kind of wait for the volcano to erupt so you don't hold those in your mouth like you do the nut sacks?
5 minutes before you're allowed to really do anything. Look up on YouTube, Hot Sauce Junkie Tim. He's done all of my challenges. He's done sauce reviews. He's the only one that's done the Fire and Ice challenge so far.
Okay.
He's also going to be, at some point, he's supposed to be testing out my super hot cocos as well. So I have Reaper hot cocoa, and I have ghost pepper marshmallow hot cocoa as well.
That's just mean.
That's not for me. People want it, so I make it.
Well, people do come up and ask. I didn't think that was a thing, but it's a thing.
I didn't realize hot cocoa, like spicy hot cocoa, was an actual thing. So, I mean...
Well, if you ever had, like, Mexican hot cocoa, it has a little cayenne pepper in it, you know, and got a little bite to it.
With the chocolate would be good, but, I mean, you're talking about, it's just intense.
Like, liquefy your insides before they come out heat.
I tried both of those, and it's liquid burning. It is, like, as soon as you take a sip, everything just, well, you got a cold, it'll just clear you out. Wonderful. But...
yeah, I could see that.
Very hurtful. Very, very hurtful.
No. I'm with Angie. I'll pass on that. But for any of you...
my butt hurts just thinking about that. I'm not... memory, PTSD from that day, when I did... Oh, my God.
It's too much. I don't blame you. I get PTSD watching people do, like, those types of challenges. I'm like... my whole body just tenses, and I'm like, nope, not gonna do it.
Like, if I'm gonna sell something to somebody, I have to at least see what it is so I can explain it. And
Now, do you explain that after effect too? Like, by the way, this is really hot. It's gonna do this.
Your asshole's gonna be. You're gonna have to throw your asshole away. Get a new one because.
I might have to change that O-ring up.
Yeah, just change your O-ring.
Oh my God, just no. Now I know you guys are working on some new stuff. Let's see here. You guys sent me some photos of some of the new stuff that you're working on. Now you're working on hot sauce, spicy honeys?
Yes. Basically, it is, the test batches, people have tried them and they're really, really good. I've tried all of them. They're really, really good. They're super hot. The bourbon habanero one is amazing. But for some reason, the 7-pot lava one ended up being hotter than even the Reaper or the chocolate scorpion. It is super, super hot. And I don't know why. It's just, I guess the batch of 7-pot lava peppers that I put in there were just super hot. So, but they're really, I'm going to have to come down with other peppers on some of these because the Reaper is going to stay. The chocolate scorpion will probably go away and become something else because they're just way too hot for people to really enjoy as a thing. But the bourbon habanero one is really, really nice.
So the bourbon habanero isn't super, super spicy?
No. And basically I take local honey and fresh local peppers and cut them up and just set them in there for like a week and just let them do their thing. And then I strain it out and there's your hot honey. Super easy. I had a couple of other things which I'm not going to say. Little secret ingredients just to make it worthwhile. But yeah, I mean, they come out really, really good. So I've got to clear those through the FDA since I'm not making the honey myself or I don't have a hive here.
Okay.
I'm using somebody else's honey, so I have to go a different route with it, which is why they haven't come out yet.
Gotcha. So there's a lot of behind the scene type stuff that has to happen before you can actually make that publicly available for consumption and sale.
Because if it goes bad, it could be bad. Having a $1 million insurance policy, but
now we have time. I mean, now there's time that we could introduce this in the future now with all the time that we have. So we can.
I would definitely try it. Not the hotter one. I would go for, of course, the more mild honey. But
what I'm going to do, though, is I'll just add some peppers and then maybe do some, like a lavender pepper honey type of thing. Or herbs or something more savory, because this is more of a savory thing.
Yeah.
I actually talked to a buddy of mine who has a barbecue truck. And we were talking about doing a...
Just put it on ribs.
Oh, pork belly.
Oh, even better.
Basically, to be like a skewer with like 8 pieces of pork belly cubes on it. 2, 2, and 2, and 2. And then you'll start off with the low-end heat and just build up. And 5 minutes in between each one, see if you can finish it, and you'll get a free t-shirt. Or something silly like that.
Ooh. That works. I mean... I may have to try that because pork belly's amazing. Damn it. Curse you. I've got all kinds of folks chiming in the chat. Poor Michael Burnett came in at the line of, you don't hold those in your mouth like the nut sacks.
Well.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to Sunday evening here on Horror Happenings, where we talk about all kinds of things going in your mouth. Hot sauces, to honeys, to nut sacks, to chips, to
rings, bubbles. It's just a party. It's a party on Sunday.
I mean, it's what Sundays are for. You got to party and let loose a little bit before you go back to the day job.
Like if you look at my sideshow logo that we've got on the screen there, that's pretty much what you're looking at.
The little skeleton comes out and everything.
He just comes out of smoke like the cartoons. The minute you exhale, it just comes right out.
Part of your soul.
That's the sane part, escaping, knowing better to get away from all that heat.
Right.
Now, you guys have your hot sauces and your rubs. Those are all available on the website for Sideshow Sauces, correct? Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And then all the ones that you guys currently have are there. And then as you get approved to do more, I'm assuming you'll put those online as well.
Yep.
Now, I know you guys also have some of the product. Do you guys still sell some of it through Coffee Shop of Horrors at their brick and mortar stores? Or is it primarily online?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Working on the deal.
We're trying to figure out how we're going to do it. I think that would be awesome, just to kind of like a partnership, have everybody stuff in there. Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's a matter of time and money at this point right now.
Yeah.
So, I need to find a commercial kitchen I can actually cook in. So,
Gotcha.
I need an arm and a leg to rent out. So that's the biggest issue I'm having right now, is finding that. And it's coming, like in the next few weeks. I should have a place. So.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll be able to keep up with all that.
That's cool. Congratulations. That's some great news. So if you guys are interested in burning your buttholes, then definitely check out Sideshow Sauces.
It's going in, just can't help the coming out part.
Now, keep in mind, the hot sauces, they've got some on the lower end of the spectrum, so you're not going to burn yourself right away. So for those of you that are like me that don't do the super hot, go for the more milder ones. And the website does tell you.
There's something for everyone to try.
Yeah. And they're tasty. Even the hot ones taste. And I've tried them all. And even the hot ones, even though it was maybe just like the dip of my fingertip in it, because that's about all I can handle.
That's why a bottle will last you 5 years. A whole lot.
That's why my one bottle of the Four Horsemen here has not been opened yet, which I thought this is one of my favorite things. You guys seal this with, what is that, like a wax? And then just
Yeah, that's not happening anymore.
No?
Way too labor intensive.
But it's so cool.
I know, but it burned the hell out of my hands way too many times. I almost melted my fingers off once.
Oof.
It was bad. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Well, so then I'm going to go ahead and say this right here is a collectible bottle of hot sauce from Sideshow Sauces.
In the beginning and you haven't opened them yet, probably don't, because that wax seal is not happening.
Yeah, and I will sell this for $500. Anyone that wants to bid, it's a collector's item. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't sell that. I love this thing. I love the wax seal. I think it's awesome. So are you guys just going the typical twisty top then?
Oh, it's got a twisty top, and then what I've been trying to use is, you get the wine foil, the foil on top of it. Basically, I found a company that makes it for hot sauce bottles. So I'm using those for now.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Still, the artwork on it's unique, which I actually wanted to ask, how do you guys come up with the artwork that you've got on the bottles? They're all different.
It depends on when I come up with a name and kind of theme it to what I want. The Hotter Than Hell is going to change. It's actually going to be half cane space, half cane hockey mask.
Oh, nice.
He wanted, and he complained that his name wasn't big enough on it. So I was like, all right, I'll just make it bigger. I made it bigger, so he's happy with it now. He loves it.
Nice.
That's cool because I don't know if you know who Neva is. She comes to Spooky all the time. She's really good friends. Her and her son are really good friends with Kane. So all I got to do is send her a message. She sends it to Kane, and I get a reply.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's like, I'm talking to him, but not really.
But he's actually ordered from us before.
Yeah.
When we opened up our sales for the day, and it said Teen Hotter, and that's cool to see that.
I've mailed him stuff before.
Yeah.
Oh, he's good people.
That's got to be a neat feeling, opening up your order for the day and going, oh, wait, that's Kane Hot. That's Jason Voorhees is buying hot sauce that I made that's for him.
Pretty cool that day. I feel a lot.
Now, how did that even come about? I don't think I've ever asked you guys that, and I've known you guys for a while. How did you end up going, you know what, I'm going to make a hot sauce, and I'm going to make it for Kane?
We were at a coffee shop, and I don't really remember how it went down.
But Mitch named it. Remember?
Mitch came up with the name.
Mitch came up with the name.
I threw it out there, like, I want to call it something, blah, 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 and I was trying to come up with names. And then Mitch said hotter than hell with 2 D's. And I was like,
brilliant.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with Eva, like literally right after that. I said, hey, can you ask Kane if he'd like to do a hot sauce? And literally an hour later, I got a message saying, yeah, he's on board.
Nice.
So there it is. There
So sometimes all you got to do is just throw caution to the wind, ask, and, you never know what may actually happen.
Because at first, Rick wanted to do some kind of a hot sauce thing and with the hockey mask and things like that. So I had his logo on the label for a little while, and then the whole Kane thing happened. I was like, well, sorry, Rick, this is Kane now.
It's Kane. I can't really,
He wanted his picture on it, and he wanted his name bigger. So we kind of
did a happy compromise with doing the half his face and half.
Yep.
And Rick backs us up. He's always supportive of everything that everybody does.
13X Studios, Rick.
Oh yeah, he's always.
That guy's trouble.
Oh yeah. I didn't swear as much as he did today.
No, he had a lot of.
I didn't say the F word once.
I'm proud of you, because Rick had like 96 F-bombs when he did the show, which I kind of thought it might have been more. So I was a little let down by it. So next time we have him on, we'll have to have him break that record.
Challenge. Just Rick on one side, me on the other side.
Put the counters up on the screen.
Yes.
Trying to behave.
No, it's I appreciate it. Thank you guys. So thank you guys so much for coming on and for hanging out with us tonight and talking about the amazing products that you guys make, from the lamps to the stockings to the ornaments to the Audreys. I love them. And just for a size comparison, that's the actual size of the Audreys, you guys, for those of you watching that may be interested in. They're not little.
Like 3 times the size of that
The other one is comparatively.
You go bigger.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
We're going to see the sizes. And they're just as beautiful in person as they are in pictures and on camera. I'm a huge fan of those.
When he brought those downstairs, because I hadn't seen the big ones done yet, and when he brought those downstairs, I couldn't believe it. Like the pictures didn't do it justice when he sent them to me.
All right, so that's the size of the can.
Oh, nice. Oh, Jesus.
Of the pot for the big one.
Okay. So there's slightly size difference there.
And it sticks up about this high, and the head is probably that big. So.
Wow. That's awesome, and that's huge. You'd have to find like a good spot in the house to just kind of set it in the corner and give it its own space to kind of hang out.
Yeah, we have people that have actually bought both of them. Oh, Josephine's here.
It's a puppy cameo.
Oh.
I love her.
She's the supervisor. She comes in and watches what we're doing all the time.
So that's management right there that just popped in to say hi.
Correct.
She checks on everything. That's what she does.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for coming on. Go ahead and give us your websites if anybody wants to order a lamp or an Audrey or some hot sauces. Where can we find you?
All on the same website. So literally, if you go to skulllamps.com, you'll find it. If you go to Freakshow-Designs.com, you'll find it. If you go to SideshowSauces.com, you'll find it. You go to GetSatansNutsack.com, you'll find it. I have lots of URLs.
And then we have the Sideshow Sauces Facebook page. We have the we have the Freakshow Designs Facebook page, so you can message us directly on there. We got a lot of ways to communicate. I don't know why she's. Oh, I know why this
Grocery just showed up.
She's helping you to get back to work. That's what that is.
All right.
She's like, I've had it. That's enough. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and hanging out with us this evening. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you guys for checking in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, boys and girls, make sure that you keep it spooky.